Australia is one of the richest resource nations on earth, yet somehow we're broke. We pay some of the highest energy prices in a developed world. Inflation is suffocating Australian families. Businesses are shutting down, and the government still acts like it's 1998. Meanwhile, America is sprinting ahead, building nuclear plants, subsidizing energy, expanding Bitcoin mining and AI data centers, and setting themselves up for the next 50 years of wealth. But here's the most important thing to understand before we go any further. Welcome to Crypto Coach Will, where we bridge the gap for everyday investors wanting to build real wealth in crypto. I'm Will Wright, the founder of Mining Store and Imperial Wealth, two of Australia's leading companies in the crypto space. For over a decade, I've helped everyday investors safely and securely set up in the cryptocurrency market so they can build long-term sustainable wealth. In this podcast, we break down the complexities of the cryptocurrency market, everything from investing, trading, DeFi, and even Bitcoin mining. Let's get into it. You might be wondering why the founder of a Bitcoin mining company is talking about all of this. Well, because our industry is built on energy. Cheap, reliable energy is everything to us. And Australia's energy prices were so bad that we were forced to build all of our mining operations offshore. Not because we wanted to, but because Bitcoin mining simply is not profitable in Australia under the current circumstances. Stick around and I'm going to tell you the exact story of what happened when we tried to build our hosting facilities in Australia and how we were forced to build offshore. Right now, our clients mine overseas for a quarter of the energy cost, and that's the only way it works. But our dream has always been to bring mining home. But until Australia fixes its energy, that dream stays impossible. This episode is the start of a series where I want to talk honestly about Australia. Not politics, not left versus right, but economics, incentives, and the reality. Australia has spent decades selling off its natural advantages to foreign corporations under terrible deals, and now we're paying the price for it. High energy costs don't just hurt households, they destroy manufacturing, they increase inflation, and they remove the ability to compete globally. And while Australia keeps making the same mistakes, other countries are doing the exact opposite. Countries like America are obsessed with one thing: cheap energy. You know what Donald Trump says, drill, baby, drill. Because cheap energy leads to strong manufacturing, lower inflation, better infrastructure, and long-term national security. And most importantly, it sets countries up for the future. That future includes things like Bitcoin mining, data centers, AI infrastructure, and advanced manufacturing. And let's be honest, that is where the world is heading. Other countries like America understand that energy is the foundation of everything. Australia does not. And this brings me to something a little bit more personal. Mining Store is an Australian business, and we actually tried to build our hosting facilities here in Australia. So here's the story. When we first started building Mining Store, we didn't go overseas because we wanted to. We didn't go overseas because it was glamorous. We went overseas because we had no choice. Back then, China was the heart of Bitcoin mining. That's where all of the hardware was being manufactured, and that's where everything was happening. We were hosting our miners over in China at the time, and that's where the industry was growing the fastest. So naturally, that's where we set up our first operations. And then 2021 happened. China banned Bitcoin mining virtually overnight. And in a single announcement, the entire industry was forced to pack up and leave the country. And instead of being a disaster for us, we actually saw that as a really big opportunity, a real chance to bring Bitcoin mining home to Australia. We got extremely excited. We got hopeful. We thought, finally, this is our moment. Let's build something here. Let's create jobs in Australia. Let's put Australia on the global Bitcoin map. So we did the work properly. We assessed countries across the world. We dug into the energy market. We modeled costs, logistics, and the scalability, and we looked at Australia very, very seriously. We toured Australian sites and we ran feasibility studies. We actually flew across all of the states and we sat down in a boardroom with one of the biggest energy providers in the country, Hydro Tasmania. We were exploring what it would take to build a large-scale mining operation here. And do you know what we discovered? It didn't stack up. Not even close. Energy prices were way too high. Labor costs were way too high. Regulation was way too heavy. And the expertise we needed wasn't even here yet. We would have had to import massive amounts of expenses through tech supports, mining, repairs, everything that you can imagine to build a proper Bitcoin mining site. And Australia, a country overflowing with natural resources, was one of the worst places on the planet to build a Bitcoin mining facility. Hey guys, real quick, if you've been wanting to earn passive Bitcoin without dealing with the headaches of watching the markets, you've got to check out Mining Store. We help investors buy and host Bitcoin miners in our professional grade facilities. No tech skills, no infrastructure costs, just passive Bitcoin straight to your wallet. If you're serious about building long-term crypto wealth, then hit the link below and book in a call with one of our experts. Now let's head back to the episode. That absolutely gutted me because we didn't want to abandon our own country. We didn't want to take Australian investment overseas. We didn't want to give other nations the growth, the jobs, and the innovation. We wanted this industry right here on home soil where it belongs. But here's the truth Australians need to hear. We had to put our clients first, and our clients' number one priority is cheap, reliable electricity. And Australia simply could not offer that. Not even close. So we moved to where the conditions did make sense, where the power was stable, where the hosting was reliable, and where the energy prices were literally a quarter of what they are in Australia. And here's the part that stings the most. Those countries are benefiting from an opportunity that Australia should have owned. We still haven't given up on the dream of bringing mining home. We still want Australian soil to host Australian Bitcoin. But until something changes, until this country fixes its energy policy, it's physically impossible to do it here without sacrificing the entire opportunity. And we weren't willing to throw away Bitcoin's most important decade, waiting for the Australian government to get its act together. So we acted. We built Offshore, we protected our clients, and we created a blueprint that gives Australians access to the world-class mining at a fraction of the cost. And that's why Bitcoin mining is profitable for our clients, because Mining Store recognized our country still hasn't got the guts to move forward with a vision and leadership to fix our energy prices. And until we do, Mining Store will continue to follow the countries who do have this vision and can provide our clients with a profitable environment, which they deserve. Now, this episode is just the introduction. Australia is being played an absolute fool. We sell our resources, we lose the tax, and we pay higher prices. Other countries secure cheap energy and prepare for the future. And while Australian refuses to think ahead, that doesn't mean you have to miss out on the opportunity. In the next episode, we're going to break down exactly why Australia's energy is so expensive, how we got here, and what would actually need to change for Bitcoin mining to come to this country. Because trust me, Australia should be one of the best Bitcoin mining nations on earth. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in to Crypto Coach Will. If you got value from today's episode, then make sure to subscribe so you never miss the latest tips to navigate the crypto market. If you're ready to take crypto investing to the next level, check out the links below where you can book in a call with my team of experts. We place strong emphasis on educating before investing in the market, so take advantage of the knowledge they have to share. Don't forget to follow us on socials @CryptoCoachWill, and I'll catch you in the next episode.